I will be sharing 2 ways to use texture paste and brand new shimmer flakes. Hey everyone, it's Joy here and welcome to my channel. I've die cut the largest egg from the nested egg dies, and I've die cut that from some mixed media white cardstock from scrapbook.com. I'm going to be sharing 2 ways that I used texture paste with the brand new shimmer flakes, and I absolutely love how they turned out. They're similar but different, so you guys can let me know in the comments which way you liked it better. So I'm ink blending this with saltwater taffy distress oxide ink, and I'm going to be using the texture paste. It's transparent gloss texture paste. I'm going to get some on my work surface, and I will be using the Mermaid shimmer flakes to this. So I'm just going to turn this to the little shaker opening. I didn't want to dump out a bunch of shimmer flakes into my paste yet. We're going to be using this through a stencil, but I am going to dump a good amount, and I think I could have done more, but I absolutely love the way it turned out. I just need to play with that a little bit more. Maybe next time I'll just dump a lot in that and kind of see how that looks. Now I'm going to be using a stencil on this background, and I think I'm using a stencil that has some fine lines. I think if you ended up using a real open stencil, you could have a lot more glitter in this texture paste to make it work. So I'm definitely going to try that here in the future with a more open stencil. This is the Spanish style stencil from scrapbook.com. I just want to give a thank you again to scrapbook.com for sending me all of these products that I get to share with you guys. These shimmer flakes I am in love with. There's 10 colors. I'm going to use 2 of the colors today. I have some other videos out sharing more of those colors, so definitely check out those videos. Maybe I'll have to make a playlist for shimmer flakes. I think I'm going to try to do that. Okay, I'm adding a little bit more, giving it a good mix. I love that this is going to dry transparent, because then I think we're really going to see the shimmer flakes. So I'm going to just smear this on. Normally I go a little thinner on my texture paste, but I really wanted to make sure that those glitter pieces were in there. Now also the reason, and second reason why I was using that shaker bit, is because I think you get less big pieces of glitter, which I wanted more small pieces. So let's peel this back and take a look at how this looks. Number one, that stencil is gorgeous, but you can see those shimmer flakes in there. It's not a crazy amount, but I really love how this one looks. So I'm going to do a second one. I'm going to smear my leftover on. Now at first, I did shake it onto the stencil. I was playing with it, seeing like, is this going to make a difference if I wanted more shimmer flakes? So I'm trying to add more this time directly onto the paste. So if you did not mix it into the paste, you could just sprinkle it on the paste. So here's the second technique. I just used the leftover that I had on my work surface. Now I'm going to sprinkle it on here. I think this right here is what made the difference. This is going to be way more sparkly, which I think is gorgeous. Now the little excess bits of glitter, once this paste dries, you can just kind of blow that off or brush that off with a paintbrush. But here are those 2 side by side. So the first one, it's mixed in. The second one, it's sprinkled on. So let me know which one you guys like the best this way, but definitely stay tuned till the end so you can see how these cards come together, because they are so cute. And I'm going to add more of the shimmer flakes to other elements of the card. So that was the Mermaid shimmer flakes. I'm going to be using the unicorn shimmer flakes next. Okay, I have die cut from mixed media white cardstock. This is the Sprigs dies. And then I've also die cut from the Market Bloom Florals. And I am ink blending these with the Salvaged Patina Distress Oxide ink. And then we have some flowers and some other leaves, and that's going to be from the Market Bloom Florals. I've also die cut some butterflies from the butterfly. Oh, hold on, you guys. My list. I think I wrote things very weird. Layered butterflies Okay, sponge sugar I am going to use for these big flowers. Again, I'm making 2 cards, so I wanted to do some pretty florals, some greenery essentially, because this feels very spring and very Easter. So I'm going to ink blend with sponge sugar on both of these. Then on the smaller flowers, I will be using dried marigold. For the other leaves, I'm going to be using cracked pistachio. I thought these colors went well with that saltwater taffy. To me, that's very much a kind of a corally pink color, and I absolutely love it. So I love all of these colors together. I wanted to bring in turquoise because that's my favorite color, so Salvage Patina was absolutely perfect for that. So here's that dried marigold, and then the 2 leaves that I'm going to be ink blending, I will be using cracked pistachio on that. And I'm using my dome foam blenders today. I think they really give a really good coverage. So let me ink blend these guys. And I'm also going to be using patterned paper. This is a new released patterned paper from scrapbook.com. It's the Cottontail patterned paper. Super, super cute. Okay, let's add the unicorn shimmer flakes. So I'm adding some Artis liquid glue to the centers of my flowers, and you can see here now I have that jar open to the big opening. I want to dump the shimmer flakes on here, and I'm just using a scratch piece of paper to collect that. I thought it would be fun to have the greenery and the flowers have some shimmer and shine too. Normally I do stuff like this at winter time, like with mica flakes, where it looks a bit frosty, and I thought, how fun would it be though to use these shimmer flakes on greenery and flowers just to give them that little or a lot something extra. It is glitter. It is a little bit messy, but I love glitter. It's fabulous. I was a nail technician for 10 years and I came home with glitter everywhere, every day. The driver's side of my car had glitter in it everywhere. It was just hilarious. It'd be on my face, it'd be in my hair. I was very sparkly and shiny. So I love glitter, and I just think get a little vacuum and clean it up because it is absolutely worth it, you guys. The way these shimmer is absolutely stunning. Okay, now I'm going to just tap the excess off, and if it's a little too much in one area, I'm going to use my fingers just to kind of brush off some of the excess of the glitter, but right onto my paper here so I can put this back into my jar, because really, to me, this stuff is like gold and I don't want to waste it. I want to use this on anything and everything. Maybe my house will have shimmer flakes all over it. We'll see. Let me tap that off. I just think it looks so fun having all of that shimmer. So the unicorn is kind of like this clear iridescent. They all have some iridescence to it, which is what I think is really fun. But it has the color to it, but then it gives it like this multicolored, even though it's in the color that it is. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's beautiful. The camera it's beautiful on camera, but it doesn't do it justice. So there's my leaves. Again, I'm just kind of brushing off some of the excess so it's not so clumped up, I guess is the word I want to use. So this is the part that I think is a little bit messy because you get a little bit of glue on your hands, and I mean, I don't mind it. And then I'm just going to tap the excess off from the centers of those flowers. And then I can just put this right back into my container. Let me ink blend these butterflies. This is from the Layered Butterflies from scrapbook.com. You can find all of these products listed and linked below for you guys. I do get some affiliates for this, but it doesn't cost you guys anything extra, so thank you so much for using them. I'm going to do the front and the back because I'm going to bend the wings up a little bit once we place them on the card. But first I want to add some of that unicorn shimmer flakes to the centers and a little bit up the wings of my butterflies. But oh, excuse me, I am not doing unicorn. I am doing mermaid. That's what we did in the texture paste, and I'm going to add that to my butterflies just a little bit. So I'm just kind of coloring with the glue, I guess you could say, and then I'm going to use the little sprinkle part on there. And I think when you use the sprinkle, you get less of the buildup. Not that there's anything wrong with just dumping it out, because that's kind of what I'm used to doing and I think it looks great. But I didn't have to really wipe much off of the butterflies when I used the little sprinkle part of the lid. But look at how pretty that is. Sparkle, sparkle. I definitely think these are must-have products, you guys. I love it. Okay, I am using the nested stitched scalloped frames, die cutting 2 of these. It's going to pop out the center and the frame. I'm going to use both pieces. This is the patterned paper from the Cottontail pattern paper. This is actually the reverse of each other. So on the back of these bunnies is that gingham pattern. And I just liked both of these backgrounds. I think they're so cute. And I'm going to adhere this to white A2 size card bases. I'm going to add some liquid glue behind the frames, adhere that down, and then the little centerpiece I'm going to pop up with 1mm foam adhesive. I'm going to do it exactly the same for both cards. I'm just going to show you this one, but I've got the 1-inch foam rolls, and I will just add a couple pieces. It's a very small lift, but I wanted something. And then behind the eggs, I'm going to have more of this 1mm foam adhesive. And then I will add some 1mm foam adhesive behind some of the other elements. So for total, you're going to get about 3mm of height with the foam adhesive. I am going to stamp my sentiment from the Hello Spring stamp set. I have 2. One says Happy Easter, the other says Hello Sunshine, and I'm going to do some heat embossing with gold embossing powder. So I inked that up with my clear Versamark ink, and I'm going to sprinkle on my gold embossing powder. I did prep my cardstock with an anti-static powder tool. That just helps the embossing powder not stick to any oils or anything on your cardstock. Then there is coordinating dies for these, so I'm going to use those. I'm going to tape those in place with some low tack tape, and then I'm going to run this through the die cut machine. And I'm just using the Platinum 6 die cut machine. So look at our cute sentiments. I just thought it would be fun to add some gold to this. I was kind of torn between using salvaged patina distress oxide ink to stamp the sentiments in, and I do think that would be really pretty too, but obviously I opted for the gold. So I'm going to tape those down with my mint tape, and then those will have some 1mm foam adhesive behind it as well. So let's add that adhesive to our egg, and then I'm going to build one card at a time. I did speed this up so it could go a little bit faster, and then we can take a look at this up close so you can kind of really see the difference between the 2 eggs. So this egg here is the one that we just blended or mixed the Shimmer Flakes, the Mermaid Shimmer Flakes, in with the transparent glossy texture paste. So it's a much more subtle background, but still gorgeous. And I will tell you what my favorite is, and I definitely want you to tell me what your favorite is. So let's add some foam adhesive behind our sentiment. I'm going to put that in place. And then I can add my other flower, and then we've got that cute butterfly. And I'm just deciding where that's going to go. I originally had my butterfly here, but I do move it on this card design. I love the patterned paper behind it. I think it's perfect. I love the scalloped edge. I think that's just another little extra detail to give, just to make your card even prettier. So let me get that guy in place. I have 1mm foam adhesive behind that and a little bit of liquid glue. Okay, let's do our next card. Again, that 1mm foam adhesive, I'm going to just center that. And then let's add our little sprigs here. And remember, all of these elements have the unicorn shimmer paste, Shimmer Flakes, not paste. And look at how glittery they look. It's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. And I love that this glitter has just different sizes in it too. It's not just one size, so it's fantastic. Let's add the rest of our elements here. Again, that sentiment's going to have some 1mm foam adhesive behind it. I'm going to put that in place. That says Hello Sunshine. And then we have our butterfly, and I really was debating if I was going to add that orange flower, and I do. I think it looked pretty without it, but it didn't hurt to have it on. I think it looked pretty both ways, so I definitely added it. I'm going to add it towards the top there. But see, I was kind of thinking, I'm like, maybe, but I did kind of like it at the top, so let me put that in place, and then let's take a look at this up close. Here's the one where we shook the glitter on top of the texture paste, and look how much glitter and shine that is. So let me know, do you guys like this one? The Hello Sunshine one? But my favorite is this one. I like this. I like how soft it is, but you still get those shimmer flakes in the texture paste. And I think they're both stunning, don't get me wrong. But this one is more my favorite this time. Maybe next time the other one would be my favorite. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.